title as Nikkita Lyons goes to work on Karmen Petrovic.
I mean, she was taking everybody out with her educated feet, that a German suplex. Where's she going now?
All right, guys, we back with another episode of Evolve. Sorry for the miss on last week's episode, but we're going to cover what's happened for this week and what happened and what stories are completed, what stories possibly could be starting beginning. Tune in more at the Red Carpet Ring.
If you come at the king, you best not miss.
Acknowledge us.
Hey, guys, we're back at the Red Carpet Ring. We'll talk about WWE Evolve 2025 Week 25 recap. We're going to review of this week's Evolve. You guys tune in because we about to talk about it. Now, what we'll talk about first is we did have, of course, 4 matches on the card. Well, 3 matches on the card mainly. We had some promos in between, but we'll talk about the first match. We had a match of Kendal Grey versus Wendy Choo. Now, this has been going on for the past couple weeks. Has Wendy Choo been taunting Kendal Grey when Kendal Grey's either in a match or she's aiding her friend Kylie Rae in her matches. So Kendal Grey finally, they put up some good fight. I saw Wendy Choo get some good offense in. She seemed like she was either going to put out Kendal Grey early or just win the match in general. However, Kendal Grey came back. She has the amateur wrestling background. She definitely has a good offense in. When it seemed like Wendy Choo was going to put Kendal Grey in a submission hold, it was Kendal Grey that countered it. She rolled up, and she ended up pinning Wendy Choo 1-2-3 pinfall. So Wendy Choo was defeated by Kendal Grey. Kendal Grey won the match. So it seemed like it was a big relief for Kendal Grey to win that match. I don't think she envisioned on winning the match that particular way. But something tells me that there may be more to that feud. There may be one more match coming on in. But that was the first match. We had a promo. It was Ice Williams of the WWE program. He did a vignette. He was talking about Super Sean Legacy. Super Sean Legacy had all his time to do whatever he needs to do. Ice Williams said it's his time to shine, and he's going to get put on the map, because this is from last week when he pushed Super Sean Legacy after Super Sean Legacy had his match. But that's crazy because Ice Williams recently has been released from the WWE program. So he's no longer with WWE. Ice Williams and another person I'm going to mention soon also got released from the WWE program, if you guys have not heard. So we know the stuff with Evolve is taped, but, good luck to Ice Williams in the future endeavors, as they like to say. Now, we had another match. We had Jordan Oasis and Jensen. We had that going on. You guys know how I feel about Jensen. I'm not big on him. I'm actually not big on Jordan Oasis either, his character or anything. Either way, they had a back and forth. It was a quick. Jensen defeated Jordan Oasis by him with lariat, clothesline. Very weak clothesline, I might add. Don't care for that too much. But nonetheless, Jensen won the match. However, he was interviewed by Chuey Martinez afterwards, and he said he wasn't surprised by the win. He said that Stevie Turner should name him the #1 contender for the Evolve Championship, because we know that ever since Jensen arrived at Evolve, he had first attacked Jackson Drake, the Evolve champion. So that's been his goal since he arrived in Evolve, is to become champion. And but Stevie Turner also, she talked in the backstage segment later on. She talked to Jackson Drake, and she said she still hadn't decided who his next challenger will be. And then Bryce Donovan of the Vanity probably said, doesn't matter who it is. Drake is the best wrestler off WWE. He's going to beat them. So we're going to see what's going to happen next with Jensen, since he defeated Jordan Oasis. And Jordan Oasis, speaking of which, is the second gentleman that was released from the WWE ID program alongside Ice Williams. So Jordan Oasis is no longer with WWE. I didn't get his gimmick. The whole, he's a nomad, and I didn't like his gimmick, his wrestling, anything. So hopefully he gets the training he needs to. I know he was seen on Reality of Wrestling. Booker T won a couple of his shows. So Good luck to him in his future endeavors as well as Ice Williams. Hopefully he gets the training and process. He gets better and gets where he needs to be. Now, we saw a backstage segment of Masyn Holiday. It was her and Layla Diggs. Masyn Holiday says she wants to prove herself to being one of the best women in Evolve because they know the women's division is stacked alongside the other women in Evolve. She named off the names of who she should go against to make a name of herself. You know, she talked about Kelly Armstrong, Kendal Grey, Wendy Choo. But the name that sticks out to her that she wants to make a name of herself is Kylie Rae. She thinks Kylie Rae is the measuring stick in Evolve. So, in other words, at some point, maybe next week or the next upcoming weeks, we're going to see Masyn Holiday have a match against Kylie Rae. So, we'll see how that goes. Last but not least, we had a four-way main event for the WWE Evolve Women's Championship. We had Kylie Armstrong. We had Nikkita Lyons. We had Chantel Monroe, and we also had Karmen Petrovic from NXT. This was actually a solid match for the main event. Nikkita Lyons, she did her thing. She actually was the show out in that match. Probably one of the best matches I've seen Nikkita Lyons in. I don't know because of the Evolve stage, but she looked very dominant in that match. She had Karmen, she had Chantel. She even got up with Kylie a couple times. Karmen Petrovic also did her thing in that match. But the turning point was all the competitors were out the ring. Everybody was taking each other out. In the ring, it came down to Kylie Armstrong. It came down to her, and it came down to Nikkita Lyons, I believe. And Kylie Armstrong hit the Kylie Connection, and she won the match and retained her WWE Women's Evolve Championship. So that was good for Kylie to win that. So I like how that went down. And I believe, she pinned Nikkita Lyons. So it was Nikkita Lyons. Like I said, I'm just remembering in my head, she actually the one that was pinned. I don't know what's going to happen next with Kylie Armstrong, who her next challenge is going to be, because she's defeated Natalya. She's defeated Karmen Petrovic one-on-one, I believe. Well, Karmen Petrovic in the four-way match here. I know they had a match that was interrupted prior. But I don't know who's going to be next challenger. It could be Tyra May Steele. I don't know if they're going to bring her back to Evolve. She may stay on NXT. It could be Kylie Rae. I don't know. But we're going to see what's going to happen next with Kylie Armstrong. She's still going strong with her championship. Still looking dominant. I don't know if they're going to put her another four-way or a triple threat match. But we'll see what happens because Evolve don't do PLEs or TV specials for that matter. But we'll see who the next challenge is going to be. It possibly could be Kendal Grey. If you have to ask me if I'm a betting man, I would say Kendal Grey after she's finished the feud with Wendy Choo, which I'll get to in a second. Because there's definitely some key moments that happened that I'm going to get into of what's going to happen next on Evolve as far as that goes. And what's going to what the turning point is going to be and everything else for that matter. Now, the first thing I do want to go over, which I mentioning right now, Kendal Grey had an impressive victory over Wendy Choo. Like I said, I don't think Wendy Choo is done with her because we know, according to Wendy Choo, she barely beat her. It was a luck. So expect these two to have one more match, and maybe it'll be even. Maybe Kendal Grey will get her again. Now, another thing I want to talk about is the Vanity Project. Jackson Drake, similar to Kylie Armstrong, he needs a new contender. I believe his number one contender for his title is pretty much going to be Keanu Carver. Keanu Carver has been dominant. It's not going to be Brooks Jensen, but I say Keanu Carver should be the next one. Then, of course, Kylie Armstrong, looking good as champion. Had the championship now for well over 100 days. I don't see anybody stop her right now. Now, Kylie Rae, Kendal Grey, great people that could challenge her, but Kylie could beat both of them. Now, this week's show, I'll give it a 3.5 out of 5. It was okay show. Wasn't nothing to go crazy over. We missed a lot of key people. Keanu Carver and a few others. Yet none of the, a few other people weren't there, but it was all right show. But other than that, that's all I have for WWE Evolve 2025, Week 25 recap. We're going to review of WWE Evolve. You guys let me know what you thought of the show of this week. You guys click the link below to the next video. And of course, guys, you already know what it is at this point. It's OUT.